This is Magic Carpet. She's a Vinda 32 that fell 20 feet off a crane onto concrete. And this is Aladino. He found Magic Carpet, an insurance write-off destined for the junkyard, and he decided to spend 4 years rebuilding her. This is Betsy. She's a Vinda 50 that lay neglected and unloved, exposed to the elements, left to slowly rot away. And this is Arjen and Kone, two brothers from the Netherlands. They found Betsy and decided to give her a new life. And this video is a discussion about restoring these two old boats and the journey it took to finally get them back out on the water.
Hello everybody, good morning from Sailing Magic Carpet. As you can see, I have rafted up here next to Betsy. They are very similar boats built in the same yard. So we'll dive into some details of the Vindas. They have been around for 40 years and they will for another 40. When I'll be coming home. The designer is Carl Anderson. He was in boat building for generations. They were all traditional boat builders which started with wood, but then in the 60s, 70s, of course, fiberglass came around. So the hulls are fiberglass, but the craftsmanship and the skills of woodworking, they were applied to the cabin tops and the interior. That is kind of the signature style of Vindas. One incredible fact is that of this boat they built over 300. Like nowadays I can imagine it a little bit better because yeah, you have the molds and you pop one boat after the other out of the mold, but when you had to apply this craftsmanship and join in every piece, hard hand labor, it's quite incredible. One other fun detail is you all maybe are more familiar with Hallberg Rossi's, and one half of the Hallberg Rossi company, which is Christoph Rossi, he actually learned the trade in the Vinda boatyard, which you can see quite clearly in the lines of a Hallberg Rossi and the whole philosophy of a boat.
So what sort of work did these two boats require? Let's start with Betsy.
Our biggest issue was the roof. We had to replace it all. We just can't take a screwdriver and
stick it through.
It through. Yeah, it was really bad.
You couldn't even walk on it. It was impossible.
It was impossible, and
it fell through.
Crazy. And I think the main problem there is the traditional way of applying a teak deck. It's because they look beautiful, but they have to stay maintained.
Yeah.
So all the teak slabs are screwed down, and once those start to leak, the whole cabin top starts to rot.
Yeah. True, and all the kit linings all were worn there.
Yeah, I mean, being outside 4 years, you said that is terrible treatment for a Vinda.
Yeah,
that guy should go to
Swedish jail.
Yeah,
Swedish jail.
It was kind of crazy because the main rotten part was right over there next to the mast, and also on the inside it was over on the other side.
Yeah, so, but also here in the front and everything was bad.
It was concentrated on a few spots which were really rotten, and at some points you could actually stand on it.
Yeah.
So that was...
Wow.
Yeah. What we had to do, we had to make every support beam.
Yeah, the deck beams are all new.
Yeah, they are new. So we didn't have any mold or something like that.
Okay.
So we had to do it from scratch.
Yeah.
What we did was we bought those handrails from Stairs.
Okay.
From school. They were this big.
Oh,
like
okay. Yeah.
So we cut all those little wooden things of it, really long, and then bent it in a mold, which we created.
Because of course you need thinner stripes to be able to bend them to get the curvature.
Indeed. So our mold can take 2 beams every time. So every day we made 2, and then we cut it up, and then the next day we did 2 again.
Yeah.
So
that's nice. So with recycled wood.
Yeah, we did recycled wood indeed. It was a lot of work and sometimes it's failed a lot of times. So, yeah, but it looks awesome now.
Yeah, totally. I love the contrast of the dark wood and the white.
Yeah, me too.
And the white, of course, is very handy. It brings in more light because yeah, there's definitely a lot of wood in our boats, which is also a plus. But light never hurts.
No, and then.
Awesome. Did you change the curvature? Is it like higher now because? Or
no, I think it's actually a little bit lower than normal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we had one beam. It was quite alright, so we did this one, and I had the other one next to it. So
to compare,
okay. And I saw this one was a little bit lower than the other ones. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, what I admire is that you did something from scratch and even different, and you said like, well, yeah, a sailboat needs deck beams and then a roof goes on top, but you kind of tore it apart and then did it new. And instead, how I taught myself and how I learned things, it was mostly look at how it is and do it the same again. Like mostly it was seeing how it is and do it the same again.
All the other things we did like that.
Yeah, okay.
But this is the only thing we shaped it a little bit different. So yeah, we also had to change over there the big bulky wooden things.
Yeah, the bulkheads are new.
Yeah, those are new, and that's the main concern. Normally you cut everything in square things, and the boat is of course rounded and every curve and everything. That was for me the main challenge. So many times we walked to the saw machine and cut it and come back and
not quite yet. Yeah.
Nope, it's completely different. So
yeah, that is something specifically to boats, which maybe you don't think of at first, right?
No, not at all.
You go like, oh yeah, a table, a cabinet.
Yeah, cabinet. Yeah, that's really easy. No, it isn't. So yeah, that's hard, but it's okay.
Totally.
Yeah, that's also why it took a little bit longer than 3 months, I think.
Yeah, I think it's always easy to underestimate a project.
Yeah, big. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, hey, when you look back and think back of how it was, you've done tons of work.
Yeah, we are really proud of it because we are not boat builders or something like that. So I'm really proud it turns out like this.
Awesome, yeah.
And we really wanted to have it really smooth.
Yeah.
So we sanded for hours until he said to me, "You're not gonna sand it anymore." No.
I was done it the first time, but
that looks fantastic.
He and my dad wanted to go on and go on and go on and go on, and they were like, no, it's not good enough. And then they spent another 2 days on it. That took us the most time of the whole build.
The shaping.
The shaping of the roof. Yeah,
it was really hard.
Because you said actually you've applied the same technique like I have on the hull, by having sandpaper on a big block, right? And then kind of going over it diagonally and then the other direction.
Yeah, we just did it with a pen. Just take lines on it, so we sand it so you can see where the lines are still on it, and then apply some extra or epoxy or something.
Yeah, of course.
Epoxy filler.
Epoxy filler.
That's what we use the most.
Yeah. So it will be really hard.
And then it wasn't mixed right. So
one time
everything off again.
Oh no!
It didn't hard.
Oh shit!
Yeah, but it was also the weather. It was really cold, so it was minus something. So we wanted to sand it the day after, and everything crumbles inside.
It's incredible. There's a very steep learning curve. And sometimes there's so many exceptions that can make you so frustrated. I was mad a couple of times also because I was learning about all the products, and I mean half the products I still don't know.
No.
But then you apply one, it's not compatible with that one. This one needs temperature, this one needs humidity, this one is better for actually sanding it. Like when I did my first repair, the big hole midships on the boat, I was fiberglassing with a brush because they haven't told me at the boatyard that you could also use rollers and apply it way quicker. So I was like there, as an area like this, I was doing it with the brush.
Okay, I didn't know that too, because we always did it. No, we did it with the roller too. As well.
Or just spatula if it's a flat area.
One added problem was my dad is allergic to epoxy. And his face like swole up. So after 2 layers he was done. And then Corné had to do a lot of it.
Yeah, and we had to remove the teak deck, the normal teak deck, of course.
Yeah.
We just unscrew everything. And
removing was not easy, but
it was quite easy.
Yeah,
one day we had everything up, and after that we filled it up, all the holes. So, we what do you call it?
Drilled it.
Drilled it
first.
Drilled it first, so the hole was a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Then with epoxy filler in it, and normal filler first, I thought.
Normal filler, epoxy filler.
Yeah.
We did it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. And then the whole deck some in epoxy, and then sand it down so we don't have any bumps or anything like that.
Yeah, I should probably add here to the ones that don't know, the decks underneath the teak deck is actually fiberglass.
Yeah.
It's a sandwich.
Yeah.
So once you take the teak off, you have the fiberglass again, but it needs to be sealed because obviously you got 3 mega bigazillion holes in it.
Yeah. And then we made a pattern on it and used Kiwi grip.
Yeah.
It's a bit expensive. We tried the other one first.
Yes, with normal sanding.
With normal
sand.
Ah, okay, mixing it yourself.
Yeah,
and
but
painting over.
Yeah, but we just tried it in the
front.
Yeah, in the front over there.
Yeah.
And what happened? It was all clustered together.
Okay.
So somewhere we had really sandy, and the other way was less. So it didn't look really cool.
Yeah, congratulations. This looks really nice now.
Yeah, Kiwi grip is quite easy to work with.
Yeah,
the other stuff.
The most work with Kiwi grip is only taping it off.
Yeah.
That's the most work, and then afterwards it's just applying, and it's awesome.
Yeah, we lost 2 buckets of paint because of the sand.
Yeah.
First we didn't put in too much. It looks like a cat plate on your boat. And the second time the guy said, no, that's way too much. And we put in a little bit, but you don't ever get it nice and even.
Yeah.
So that's why we went for Kiwi grip.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think one other consideration, I mean, obviously the teak deck, there's a lot of cost involved. Like we couldn't afford a new one either. No. But also going into hotter climates, I think that's why we have it too. It's a fantastic idea to have a white roof. And I think on the deck it's also not stupid, so it reflects heat.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's probably we have in the cockpit, we have nap teak.
It's fake
teak,
with a fake pattern on it.
Yeah, with a fake pattern on it. But when the sun is on there, it's really hard. You cannot stand on it because it's too hot. So that's what we did here.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Magic Carpet had a totally different set of problems at the outset. The exterior and interior wood wasn't rotten, but the hull was completely smashed.
Yeah, to dive into what were the biggest challenges for me, instead it would be best if the boat was on the hard outside. It was tough to me for reshaping and getting everything back to how it should be. One very challenging part was actually because 1/3 of the keel was crushed, the back section, and you know the rudder is attached on the keel.
Yeah.
So because I had to repair that part of the keel, it was really hard to get it again perfect for it to support the rudder again and the rudder to move perfectly. So I worked a lot with wood. I shaped wood how it should be, so I get the measurements, and then I started from there with fiberglass. Yeah.
And the wood is still inside, or
no,
I use it as a mold?
Exactly. I just used a lot of wood as a mold, and then I kind of took away from the wood because I knew I take away 3 millimeters. I had 3 millimeters of fiberglass, and then I kind of took the whole mold away, and then I took the wood out, and then I just used the fiberglass mold.
Oh, like that.
But it was a lot of that was a tricky part, for sure.
Can you still see the edges where it broke, or did you?
No.
You actually made it perfectly.
As much as I could, yeah.
But there's also, with our boat, there's a some kind of a lip like that, where the rudder sits in.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Did you have to make that as well?
I made that, yeah.
Oh, it's so hard.
Yeah.
Because it has to be perfect, otherwise
Yeah, so it doesn't move. Yeah, it doesn't move because the rudder is round, and then you have the edge of the keel, which is the counterpart. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy. Alright.
Yeah. That was I found it an easier part because I mounted the rudder kind of, but with a lot of duct tape on the edge, so it became thicker, and then I just used putty to kind of touch it.
Yeah.
But then took the rudder away again, and then just sanded the edge to make it a little smoother. But by having all the duct tape on the rudder, it gave me the free space.
Free
in
space,
between.
what you need. Oh, that's smart, man.
That was okay. Yeah.
And also probably all the rods inside the rudder were bent out of shape, or
Not too bad actually.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
I was able to use them all again. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
the big rod which goes all the way
that
down.
one.
The rudder shaft.
Yeah.
Rudder shaft is the same one. Prop shaft is fairly short, and that didn't get any damage. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
that was good.
man.
Yeah.
But you did build a new rudder. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, the rudder got crushed, so I made that one again.
From scratch, or?
I used the parts that were still to use, but it was pretty much grinding 50% off, and then reapplying from there. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, look, we didn't have to do that.
It was a lot of fiberglassing.
I think it's hard. Imagine it's hard to get the exact shape again.
Yeah.
Because you don't have a. You maybe got a picture, or how did you do that? Because when it's crushed, you don't get the exact.
Yeah, but also it's not like you have to be that accurate. That's something you can play with a little bit. Like you can even extend your rudder a bit or decrease it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not like it's an injector for the engine that if it's not that one, it doesn't work.
Yeah, I know.
So because I'm just mentioning this because, for example, by having a bigger engine than original, I also have a bigger prop. So when you do that, automatically you have to change the hole that is inside the rudder, which allows the prop to be inside.
Yeah.
So that is changed.
Okay.
And yeah, by doing that, you always switch away a bit from original, but it's it doesn't harm it in any way.
No, that's fine then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the shape, the outside shape is the same.
Yeah. Still, I would take woodwork over doing glass fiber. It looks challenging.
Yeah, but it's also
Same with the wood. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
true.
But you get to practice more.
Love to try it.
Yeah. Well, let's hope not. No.
We can carry it
Not
out.
with this boat.
Yeah. Okay.
Another project.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
love to try it. Yeah.
For sure.
Also, and it didn't involve any damage on the wood
Upper
on
deck.
the upper deck, or.
I had a crack on the cabin top. Interior, it was all loose. I mean, there were cracks all over, and since when the boat is finished, it's one piece. But because of the impact goes everywhere, so all the bulkheads were loose. But I was pretty much able to recycle all of it by reattaching, retabbing, re-varnishing.
Oh.
Yeah, I was able to recycle mostly. That was really good. Yeah, that's why I kept the costs low. Yeah, but I think one big challenge that we never mentioned, we go into details of construction, but actually a really big challenge was the endurance to stick with the project and actually work on it. Yeah.
Oh, in the end,
Every
you
day.
get so sick of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did 8 months straight,
Yeah.
and we thought it was going to be 3, 4. That was our initial planning.
Yeah, our goal was 3 months.
Yeah.
That's what we also said to the guy from who we bought it. We're only gonna use it for 3 months space.
No.
Yeah, it took us 8 months, and the last month was like we had to get finished.
Yeah.
So we left a few things out, like we need to paint or revarnish a few things.
Yeah.
So there's still a lot of loose edges
Yeah.
on
Well,
it.
if it wasn't for Maya kicking me out of the boatyard, I'd still be there.
That's
But that's just, I became pickier and pickier with the time that I was doing things. Then I was like, well, now that I've done this, I cannot leave this like that. I'm doing this too.
I know the feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I had the luxury of being in the boatyard and kind of being able to arrange something. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I think a good creed is better done than perfect. Because some just need to go into the water. And
of course, and now we are. Congratulations.
Awesome.
Both of these restorations required different skill sets. Magic Carpet's woodwork had been kept in good condition by the previous owner, but her fiberglass hull was completely shattered. Meanwhile, Betsy's hull was sound, but the woodwork on deck was soft enough to tear apart with your hands. So what made these two boats seem like worthwhile projects at all?
I got Magic Carpet because it did tick off quite a few specs that I like in a boat, but it also was the price. And one really big reason why I did it was having access to tools and the workshop to fix it.
Okay, we decided to buy this boat because the price was really good.
And also because we had a shack, kind of a big place where we could build the boat, which was included in the price, which really helped us out because it was winter, it was snowing when we bought the boat. And having a place to build it inside was really something appealing to us.
The beauty of the boats and the end goal of sailing were of course factors, but my key takeaway was having a good workshop to do the refit is almost as important as the boat itself. And after that, it takes a lot of research and hard work to actually complete the refit. But at the end of the day, sometimes you just have to get out sailing.
Fall